And we are live. Thank you for joining us at the Cthulhu and Cairo review. We are glad to talk about episodes 31 and 32 of the podcast. Really shocking stuff going on in both scenarios. The last one, man, it's just a lot. But yeah, the first one when they get into um, Catherine's fiance's background and uh, finding out that he is Caravaggio and behind some of the more despicable things going on around, if not the mastermind of the entire thing that they've been on. It's pretty intense.
It and it just gets more intense, you know? I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah,
give away the most intense moment because
yeah,
that's going to destroy everybody else's immediate visceral reaction if they somehow
yeah,
watch this.
yeah.
But wow,
Absolutely,
these
absolutely. It's a big, huge reveal in that. They hinted at the very end of episode what 30, yeah, episode 30,
yeah.
and then they discuss more in 31, and it's just already starting at a climax and then just erupts into a cataclysm. It's just a lot going on, and it's all talking. They're all talking around each other, and you can even see like the tempers flare up in the group,
Yeah.
uh, talking about talking about it and trying to keep each other calm about what's going on.
And
Um,
I I had hoped I could listen to the standalone episode on the Patreon
mhm.
where Aveline meets Caravaggio. I didn't have time, but I'm going to have to go back and do it because
Yeah, yeah, because what she paraphrased in there was amazing.
and she actually comes face to face with Matthew.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
What she paraphrased about all that was really cool. Kind of like the meeting that they had, the one character had with Mueller earlier on. Just uh, they and I wanted to address that too in later on in the next episode too. Like the I get the character buy-in. I mean the player buy-in. The players are here to play a game. Pardon me. But to watch the character buy-in and seeing how far they'll go, just to get this done.
Oh my
It's
God.
it's incredible. Watching them do that. Especially when we lean hard into um, episode 32, where it starts with Catherine initially like getting ready to call Langford's his fiance's parents and like tell them the whole
Yeah.
story, and she actually gets talked away from the ledge for a minute. It's amazing. Um,
And they were right. It would have, I could see Lauren's thinking that it would have broken the character.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's right watching how that played out both in the game and in kind of a meta way, but
Yeah.
still kept the beat of the game.
And
Was
honestly, I
done
think
really
that's the
well.
only point I feel secure in talking about in episode 32 because I don't want to ruin the episode for anyone who hasn't listened to it yet. And
Oh man,
I will say
um,
that go see Arturo again
yeah,
because that's
to go
got
see
some good
Electro again,
answers too.
and they really need to bring a bottle of KY lotion. That's the only thing. It puts the lotion on its skin was the only thing I was thinking of the entire time. Some intensive care was definitely needed. Oh my God. Yeah, without saying exactly what's going, and
I
that's the
lost sanity.
yeah, yeah, that's the see but see that's what I'm saying. That's the nope moment for me in that scenario, in that episode. When if my character was approached with that, I mean I'd have to have a hell of a buy-in, you know, to because that's not like what they need to get the book. It's just the key to the door to get
Yeah,
the
they need to get
book.
through the door.
It's just the key. This is just the price of admission. Just to just to even get a look at the book.
It made it makes so much sense.
Yeah, but I mean, just something that macabre though, just to even get.
Oh.
It's just the first step.
And
You
I
know, and I'm
literally
like, how far do they got to go to actually get the book? You know.
I finished the episode like I don't know 20 minutes, half an hour ago. It's really just
Yeah, it's numbing. It's mind numbing. I mean, and watching Catherine play it out and Sid with them, trying to keep was it Sid Scully? I'm sorry, getting it
Oh,
mixed up. I always get it mixed up. But watching them play that scene out, or listening to them rather, was intense because they were definitely playing up, especially Catherine's like no 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 no
I'd have
no.
punched Sid at some point with
That's
those
what it was. Yeah,
reassurances. That's all. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
yeah. It was a super intense moment, and like I said, that to me, if it was me and if I was playing that game, I'd be like, nope, nope. Whole world can go to hell in a handbasket, but I am not doing that.
That's a great option, and Sid was right. They are probably in some ways the strongest two characters. I think, no offense
Yeah,
to Aveline and Faye, but in
no,
this regard, Catherine is the strongest character.
probably the most
So
stalwart. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't see anybody else. Well, you never know. Faye's impulsive, so
Faye's impulsive. Faye would have done it just to kind of see what happened, but I think she really thinks she would. And Aveline, again, she's the person of action, kind of deal. Leaving her to do what her end of what she needed to do was perfect. That was a brilliant part of, yeah, this person is competent and can take care of this part.
yeah,
So yeah, I'd put her over, at the top of the group probably physically as far as, again, person of action, need to get this done,
yeah.
kind of a deal. But
And
yeah, Sid and Catherine definitely are the most, stalwart, like hold the line kind of people. I think absolutely. Yeah,
the other two, the other two women, it would have helped if they hadn't known
yeah,
what would be coming at the ritual tomorrow.
yeah,
Catherine, I think, is the best to handle knowing what needs done.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Because they're like, we can have one of the other women try it. I mean, if you got the heebie-jeebies about it, and she's like, nope, nope.
and I've got to say, episode 31 was also pretty harrowing, even though it was basically a sharing of information
Yeah,
discovered
the amount
from,
of information that was revealed.
yeah, and what, the secrets from the well and all of that. It's one of the more intense, let's get together and share what we've learned sessions I think I've ever seen, and not just in Cthulhu and Cairo.
Yeah, yeah.
Aveline was truly, truly shaken by her meeting with Matthew.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I
Anyway,
mean, as imposing as Giovanni is, it just seems like his Caravaggio is even more. Like
I,
like one of them said in the beginning of it was like hell on wheels kind of a thing, or
I'm
nightmare on wheels.
I'm
Yeah,
curious to find out more about Caravaggio because he said Matthew Langford is dead. Catherine watched him die. She held him while he died.
yeah,
So there's more to come. I think there's more of a reveal for
yeah.
me.
Is
But
this something that assumes identities and goes on, or
just based on
yeah,
what we know now, I think that Caravaggio is far worse than Arturo. Yeah, Arturo, because Arturo is he's a vampire. He's not human anymore.
yeah, yeah? And he's
And
local. He's there. He's like he's not. He's bad there.
and the news report said
Yeah,
they heard the sounds of screams from the upstairs apartment where a family lived, which tells me
yeah,
he burnt his wife and child alive to help his cover story in getting away.
exactly,
And that,
exactly.
and in theory, he's still human.
Yeah.
And that I it would bother me less if the vampire had done it.
Yeah, I mean, as bad as Giovanni is, he's a local threat. He's only preying amongst the locals, and yeah, he's got a lot of power and influence and stuff there, but it's locally. Whereas Caravaggio seems to be pulling the strings globally, like
Mhm.
as far as like getting the. I don't know if he actually had a hand in getting the group picked, but it seemed like he was behind the scenes there somewhere, saying, "Yeah, this person." Kind of a deal, or at least it has been, was made aware that these people were being picked, uh, for it, and was able to lay out, things in their way,
Yeah.
whether it's guideposts or speed bumps. It's left for interpretation. I think, very very well done. but yeah, that was the thing that I walked away with most on these two episodes was like, okay, I get character buy-in. Where's the player buy-in because they're there to play the game. Where's the character buy-in to them doing what they had to do in episode 32? Because again, if it was me, I'd be like, nope, nope,
Yeah.
nope. I mean, and then when they get ready to switch gears and go, oh well, then one of the other ladies can do this. Okay, then you kind of got a guilt trip going on there, and you kind of like. I'd rather be me than them, kind of a deal. So you're watching again that whole buy-in of the character going from a nope moment to
And you can tell, you
you
can
know?
very much tell from their reactions that none of this was discussed beforehand.
Oh
Raz
God,
just
no.
threw it at him.
Yeah,
Bang.
through it. Yeah, it's like wet spaghetti on the wall. See if it sticks.
It ain't ever coming off. It sticks
Ain't
so
never
hard.
gonna stick on. Molecularly bonded to the wall. Exactly. But yeah, yeah. It's just again very well done, very amazing setup. And again, it's hard to talk a lot about it without completely spoiling the episode. So I definitely want to make sure people get a listen to these. These are two.
Yeah.
I think even more so than the well episode. The well episode
Hmm.
was creepy as
Oh, it was.
you know, with
Oh
the
my
way he
God.
was doing the different voices and stuff like that in the well. It's like the three fates are down at the bottom of that well. That's what I felt like.
And making you come up with and share dark secrets that could
Yeah,
help define the character. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. Give us a secret, we'll give you a secret.
And I said,
Oh
I think the initial woman in the box episode is one of, I think, the best.
yeah,
For this, wow. The this episode topped it.
yeah, yeah. The woman in the box. I mean, the Shoggoth on the bridge was one thing. If you don't know what a Shoggoth is, and
Jelly
not get
Man.
yeah, you got a jelly man, and not getting told, hey, that's a Shoggoth. That was a really great incidence of a Shoggoth just erupting, and not saying, tell me you're a Shoggoth without telling me you're a Shoggoth.
That was
Basically, kind of thing is exactly what happened. So it's really well done for people who aren't in the know of the mythos, the Call of Cthulhu mythos, or don't know the entities that can get thrown at them. Very very well done interpretation of that kind of incident happening. Uh, you know, even when like he was talking about it later, I think in our episodes, like when the characters were shooting at it and like
hmm
doing all this massive damage, and he's like, okay, one, because in the rules, you see right there in the rules, shotguns only take 1 point of damage from physical attacks, no matter what. I could roll 100 points of damage, one. you know, you know?
And a
And
good GM wouldn't tell the players that. You
yeah,
just go,
good Jim.
okay,
Yeah, he's like,
you
oh yeah,
damage it.
you
Okay,
hit it,
keep
and some
going.
some bloop comes out, but it's still going. So yeah, and they were panicking. They're like,
I,
how much we got to do?
I'm
He's
gonna
not
be
telling.
honest. I'm kind of afraid to keep listening.
It's creepy, right? He's definitely got this ramped up to 11. He definitely does. Absolutely. And it is like every episode it gets more macabre and more creepy. Yeah, well, the woman in the box was one thing, like you said, when in the initial meeting, you're like, what the hell is that? Okay, I'm ready for Shoggoth on the bridge. I was prepared
Yeah.
for Shoggoth on the bridge. Even though there wasn't no telling, I was okay with that because I played enough Call of Cthulhu and ran enough Call of Cthulhu. I'm like, okay, Shoggoth attack on the bridge. If you're gonna send an unearthly minion after him, why not a Shoggoth? Okay,
Typical mythos creation, not
yeah,
too creepy a setting. It's a bridge.
yeah, I
It's
get it.
daytime.
In the daytime, yes, send a shotgun in the broad daylight. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's ballsy, but okay. They don't have to know who sent it. But yeah, the whole thing in the box. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Whoa, what is that? And I want to imagine Raz is that original and that a creative in his creation of these creatures, but I'm wondering where that spark of imagination came from this thing in the box. I don't know if he read some book or saw some passage and he go, that I'm using that because I do that all the time. I mean, I'll read something or see something. I'm
Um,
like, I'm using that next week's episode.
I'm thinking of
You
a
know?
D&D character once who actually, in theory, could be the woman in the box because she got hit with a spell once that dissolved like
Yeah,
all of her bones
yeah.
until they undid it. So she
Yeah.
was, and she's kind of immortal, but
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah. I'm wondering, yeah, where that seed came from, or that came out whole cloth from Raz. We'll have to ask him about that next time
yeah.
as
Well,
we go more into that.
and that is something that we can share with the viewers. You do learn a little bit more about the history of the women in the boxes.
Yeah, woman in the box. Ugh, that's a lotion on his skin. It's just, yeah.
It has nothing to do with what's making Matt squirm so much.
It's just so icky. I was like, oh no, no,
Uh,
no. And that's all I can envision. I was like, oh man, it's just
I,
very
I'm just
creepy
going to
as
say they
hell.
probably needed that drink before that part of the scene.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
And and my kudos to the players
Yeah,
because they've been handling
yeah.
in character pretty much whatever Raz was thrown at them.
Rats thrown at him. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like what was it? Like twice now. Catherine's like, "Can I faint? Can I just faint?
Yeah.
Can
Can I
I
say I
just
failed my saving throw?
can I just drop slick out?"
Give me
And
the sanity loss.
I'm like, "That's fair. That's absolutely fair." Just like Raz said, "Yeah, you wanted to faint, faint." Yeah, that makes sense. If we're playing a radio drama, that's what this character would do. Didn't do it. Kind of a deal. So yeah, very very well done by the players and their reactions to this, which definitely like you said, shows that it was genuine. Like they walked into this having no clue what was going on, what they were walking into on this.
And I know the girls have some acting background through programs they could attend and stuff, and some
Hmm.
theater experience, but none of these people are professional actors. My God, though.
Really good, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to have a degree from Juilliard to be good. So
Mm-mm. That's a
yeah,
character you really can get into, apparently.
yeah, they can they really dive into it. Um, which I'm really really glad that we are partnered up with these these great
Yeah.
people and help each other promote each other in ways which we're going to be revealing later on in the year. So super excited to
I
be a
know.
part with this entire superb cast.
And
Uh,
and what blows my mind is in person, Raz is just the nicest
I
guy.
know,
He's
right?
one of them.
Right. He's like, let me get you coffee. Let's come on over here. Let's come over here and talk about this over here. That's Raz in a nutshell. Just like
Hey, you want to
I'm
use
gonna
some
take
of
care of
my
you.
poker chips for tokens for your games? So yeah,
Yeah,
no problem.
yeah,
Keep them if you need to.
yeah, yeah. My favorite thing, the dish on Raz, though, I love it. We got a few minutes left. I'll talk about it. It was his first time at Origins. I think a year before Origins, year before last at Origins, he was coming to run games for us for the first time, and was so excited. I don't know if he ran games at cons before, but he's definitely a polished GM. He's definitely
Yeah.
been running games with his friends for years, but I don't know exactly how much he had ran at cons. But he was asking lots of questions and stuff like that, like you should, and getting all that together. And I remember there was a time before his game where he's texting me. He's like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I just got out of my Uber and I left all my file folder in the Uber, in the car." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, my whole scenario, everything, character sheets, everything is in that Uber." And I'm
Uber.
like, "And his game's like in an hour or something like that." And I'm like, "Oh my god, what are we doing?" I was like, I know there's a FedEx like a couple blocks down that he could go and copy stuff down. And I'm like, well, let me know what you need to do if you need me to cancel the game, blah 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 blah. Anything like that. He is flipping out. He is absolutely flipping out because he wants to run the game. He wants to run a great game, but he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything to run the game with. And then I think like 15, 20 minutes later, he texts me back. He's like, that Uber guy came back with the box with the file folder full of stuff, and came by and found him. I guess
Oh,
texted him, through the Lyft app or what have you, that he was coming swinging back around with it. So that was great. I definitely give that Lyft guy a serious tip.
yeah.
But you had to come around,
Bless
take
his heart.
take time out, to do that. But yeah, it literally saved the game for him. And I knew Raz was like sweating bullets the entire time, to
Oh,
get ready
yeah.
get ready to do that. And it's just one of those things that happens in a convention that you can't control. Things just happen. You forget things, or
At least it was in an Uber or a Lyft. in Columbus as
Yeah,
opposed to back in New Jersey,
exactly. Yeah, back in
which
New
some of
Jersey.
us have. We've left stuff at home,
Left stuff at
and
home. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why I always like keep stuff on thumb drives or stuff like that that I take with me. So no matter what, or at least it's on my Google Drive. So yeah, no matter what, I like to print it from my phone if I need to,
yeah,
but yeah, yeah, it's just one of the things that that's Raz in a nutshell is like, just wants to make sure that everything he does is the best he could possibly can, and it shows in these scenarios. It definitely shows. He's put the time in, he's put the creativity in, and you can see it in the reactions of the characters in the game, and the players.
so,
Super good stuff. Super
so
good stuff.
I would tell anybody who listens to this that if you want to play in one of Raz's games at a convention, you should do it soon
Oh,
before
absolutely.
he's known to the point where there's an upcharge.
Yeah, yeah,
Get in now.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, you definitely did get in now while you can get in at the cheap seat rate.
Yeah, it would be worth it.
Yeah, exactly. You'll have a great time. But yeah, absolutely. Well, I without don't want to get a whole lot further into those scenarios, so I
No,
think we'll wrap it up here and just talk about how amazed we were at what this
oh
was,
my gosh, I'm gonna
without
go
getting too
listen
much
to the
further into.
next one now.
Yeah, yeah, right. It makes you want to, because again, with what they had to do with that, again, just to get the key to the door, you know, you know, what the hell they got to do to, once they're in the door, and then they had discussed earlier, about maybe we could take him out back in time,
No,
and they're like, how the hell do you get back? Yeah, maybe you need him to get back. You don't know. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah, really well done. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time when we talk about episodes 33 and 34. Yeah.
oh boy,
Thank
I
you
can't
guys
wait.
so
I
much.
really can't.